What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. I just picked up a couple of pieces from the Guerlain and Pucci collab. You guys know I love Guerlain, so I couldn't resist. I got the Meteorites, the limited edition bronzer, the lipstick case, and the limited edition lipstick shade. We're gonna be putting them on my face today, and of course, I'm gonna be sharing my completely honest thoughts because while these are very beautiful products, they're also very expensive. So I'm gonna share with you guys what I think is worth it. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Sophia, and this is my channel that is all about having fun with luxury beauty. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, or if you like this video, just give it a big thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's kick things off with the limited edition Marmo Swirl Guerlain Meteorites. Take a look at the limited edition tin, guys. I think this is so fun, very Pucci, maybe not for everybody, but I think this is a beautiful print, definitely a bit of a collector's piece. This is definitely going on my vanity and gonna be on display right after this review. The tin is really the star of this product, okay? Because the meteorites that are inside this tin, they're exactly the same as the ones from the permanent line. This is gonna be in 02 Cool, okay? Unfortunately, it only comes in that one shade. Guerlain, please just make refills so we can get it in every single shade, but I rest my case. It's gonna be in 02 Cool. It's gonna have the exact same scent, exact same shade. It has the exact same shelf life, amount of product that you get in here. It is exactly the same, except the packaging is going to be different. If you want more of like an in-depth review on the Guerlain Meteorites and like the reformulated version, I will link that review down below. It's very in-depth, okay? I put them on my skin, my mom's skin, she has more mature skin. All of the shades, that's all gonna be in that review. 02 Cool is usually the shade that I like to use all over my face. If you're not familiar with this product, it's kind of like a cult favorite, like a classic from Guerlain. This is a finishing powder. You swirl your brush inside over the pearls, you buff it over your skin, and it just gives a really beautiful kind of illuminating, blurring effect, and it also sets your makeup. I'm gonna apply these in just a second, but I do wanna quickly show you the little powder puff in here. Also says Guerlain X Pucci. So you get a little bit of that as well. That also is a limited edition aspect of the packaging. While this product is not new, we are gonna be putting it on my face today. And by the way, I forgot to mention, the Meteorites from the permanent line, they retail for $72. And then the Pucci collab ones retail for $90. So you're paying a little bit extra, and it is for the packaging, guys. It is for the packaging, so it's up to you on whether or not you think this limited edition tin is gonna be worth it. I think if I wasn't a YouTuber, just because I know I already like the Meteorites, I still would have purchased this just because I like displaying these kinds of things on my vanity. And after you use up the product, you can use this as like a little jewelry box, a trinket case. So I would say that this is one of the products from the collection that would be at the top of my list if I were to recommend any of them. I often get questions like, which brush do I like to use with the Meteorites? I usually like to use a fluffy natural hair brush. Right here I'm using, this is the Sonia G Buffer Pro. This is really great because it fits right inside there. It's easy to swirl around within the pearls. And then I like the way that it just buffs the powder over the face. There is a limited edition brush in this collection. I did not purchase that one. I'll show you guys a photo of what it looks like right here. It basically looks like this. Here's the one that I have from the permanent line. As far as I know, guys, it is the exact same brush, except instead of having this little design on the base, it has the Marmo Swirl print. And then also, I might add, it does come with a little fabric pouch. It's very cute, guys. It's very cute, but it's like $90. And I'll be honest with you, I never use this brush. A lot of people ask me, should I get the brush or should I get the Sonia G Buffer? Hands down, guys, get the Sonia G brush. I also have a whole separate video talking about best brushes for the Guerlain Meteorites and other luxury products like Chanel blushes, Tom Ford eyeshadows, that kind of stuff. So I can link that down below if you want more brush recommendations. This works well, don't get me wrong, like it's a really nice brush. It's just, for me, it's more of a collector's item. I put it on display back there usually. I just like to look at it. For me, it's a collector's piece. I don't really use it, not trying to knock it. I'm just saying, if you're on a budget, I would say get this. Don't get the brush, because it's like $90. I'm just gonna swirl this over my face. And it's hard to see on camera because it's very subtle, but it just gives a really beautiful blurring effect, and it does a nice job of setting my makeup without drying out my skin. I don't use a lot of setting powders. I use some finishing powders, most notably this product and the Hourglass finishing powders. But other than that, like, I don't often set my makeup too much. Oh, one last thing. I know a lot of you guys know this, but just in case, because I always get questions about this no matter what, these do have a very strong fragrance. In fact, all of the products I'm going to be talking about today have a pretty strong fragrance. Guerlain, first and foremost, is a fragrance house, and so it's just natural that they're going to be putting fragrance in all of their products. I know a lot of you guys don't like that. Personally, it doesn't really bother me. I like the scent of the reformulated meteorites, but I just like to mention it because, again, many people ask me. Okay, now let's talk about the Marmo Sun Terracotta Bronzer, because this was the product that baffled me the most. I'm gonna answer all of your questions, okay, friends? So first off, yes, it's a limited edition. There's limited edition packaging, but also it is, as far as I can tell, a limited edition shade. Let's start off with the packaging. It comes in this, I must say, very adorable and nice quality silky case. I cannot tell if this is real silk. I'm guessing it's not. I'm guessing it's like some sort of synthetic fabric, okay? Which is probably best for keeping it clean. I looked to see if there was a tag. I looked on the packaging. I looked on the Guerlain website. It doesn't say anywhere what this is made out of, but it does come in that really beautiful Pucci Marmo print. And then I thought it was a nice touch right here. The zipper pull is the two little dancing fish, and it just forms the Pucci P, which is their logo as far as I know. So that is the packaging. It's very, very cute, but the bronzer inside looks like this. This is what it looks like after I have, used it a couple of times, after I've tested it out. Let me show you what this bronzer looks like when you first purchase it. I was confused. I thought this was gonna be a mixture of 3 different colors, and I was really excited because I thought that the pink pigment was going to be like a blush that's mixed in. That always excites me because I like those sort of blushy bronzer products, and it adds a little bit more differentiation compared to the terracotta bronzers in the Guerlain mainline, which I really like, but it's nice, especially for something limited edition, to get something new. What I will say, friends, okay, as you can see right here, the pink pigment, there's just a little bit left. It is an overspray, okay? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's an overspray, and Guerlain do this a lot, but it's an overspray, so you're not getting any value from that pink color. However, what is nice to see is that what remains are 2 bronzer shades. There is a warmer matte bronzer. I'm trying to point to it here. I know it's a little bit hard to see. And then there's like a more neutral satin kind of shimmery bronzer in there. So that when you swirl your brush over it, you do get a, I guess what you could call limited edition shade. I'm gonna show you guys some comparisons in just a second. The shade of this bronzer, I'll show you a swatch here in daylight, is quite warm. Okay, guys? It's a warm bronzer, so I'm not gonna be comparing this up against other like super cool or pinky bronzers in my collection. I'm gonna show you what this looks like up against some other warmer bronzers. If you don't like very warm bronzers, if you don't like something that's more medium in tone, I don't think this is gonna be for you. Personally, this would not be my pick from the collection because, at least for me, again, in my skin tone, because it's a little dark for me and because I think it's like a little bit warm for me. Also, I think it's marked up really, really high. Hold on, let me check the price right here. So this is, the regular Guerlain bronzers from the permanent line are $60, and then the limited edition one is $105. That's a pretty big markup for something that looks rather similar to the bronzers that are in the main line, and that comes with this little pouch. I'm gonna put this on my skin right now so you could see what it looks like. If you think that this shade will work for you, and if you don't already have the Guerlain Terracotta bronzer, then I would say it might be worth the $105. I know that it's very expensive, but hey, if you really like this print, if you feel like it's gonna be a good color for you, and if you like this little pouch, go for it, okay? But for me, I'm just gonna come right out here and say it, I do think it's like a little bit overpriced, and if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't purchase this, but I am gonna show you what it looks like anyway. See, it's quite pigmented. I don't think it looks bad, okay? I don't think it looks bad. It's just like a little bit warm for my taste. They do tend to pick the medium and warm shades for these limited edition releases. So keep that in mind next time that there's a collab. Always watch a review, always, read the description to see if that's not really the type of bronzer that you care for. The other thing that I wanted to mention, sorry, I feel like this is like a huge saga. I'm dissing this poor bronzer. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I was testing this out yesterday, and it was a little bit later in the afternoon and the sunshine was coming in, so I could really see the finish of the bronzer a lot better, and it looked quite glittery. When you take a look at, see right there, this color, the shimmery color, you can even see, I think, right there on camera, it's pretty shimmery. It's quite shimmery. I don't know if I would call that a satin as they do on the website. I would say that's more of like a shimmer formula. And I love glowy bronzers, but I prefer something that's a little bit more finely milled. I could like see the glitter reflecting off of the direct sunlight, and I was like, it's not really my vibe. That doesn't really look like a $105 bronzer. I'm just trying to get this blended out. Let me put a little bit in my crease. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that in my crease right here. Okay, I just popped on a little bit of mascara so you can see the full look. I think it looks really nice. I don't think it's a bad bronzer, but remember, okay, I'm wearing a sweater today. If I wasn't wearing a sweater, it might look a little bit, tanner and warmer than I actually am. I think I will still use this bronzer. I'm probably just gonna use it more so as like a bronzy topper, if that makes sense. Like I'll do my makeup and I'll mix it sort of with my blush and put it more so on the cheekbones because it is a little bit more glowy and warmer. I don't think it's bad. It's just like not the perfect shade for me. I'm gonna do a couple of quick comparisons just so that you guys have a little bit more of a reference point, because I can say that it's warm, but if you don't really have a reference point, I realize that can be a little bit confusing. So there is the Marmo swatch. This right here is the Terracotta bronzer in 03 medium warm, and this is gonna be very, very similar. This is the one that I have from Guerlain that I really don't reach for all that much. See, I feel like they're both equally warm, but the Marmo one is a little bit kind of like peachier and redder. Right here I have tan lines from RMS. This one is kind of like the medium warm shade of that range. See, it's even warmer and redder than that one. Next I have from Dior 003 Soft Bronze. Sounds like it's not gonna be super warm, but it is. Not too far off. I also have right here the Dolce & Gabbana in 01 Light. This is gonna be a lot more subtle. I highly recommend this for fair skin. If you want something that's warm, but natural, that doesn't kind of look quite as, reddish as this one. And then finally, I have right here Tom Ford Terra, which is not gonna be similar at all, but I figured I would include one neutral shade just as like a base point. See how that one is just, like it has a little bit of warmth to it, but this is a really nice neutral shade. If you are new here and if you're looking for recommendations of bronzers for fair skin, I have a whole guide of best bronzers for fair skin, so I'll link that down below. I have both pinky tone ones, neutral ones, warm ones in that video, so definitely check that out if you want some recommendations. I have saved the best for last. Now we're going to talk about the limited edition lipstick case and the limited edition lipstick shade. If you aren't familiar with how the Rouge G lipsticks from Guerlain work, you do have to buy the case and the actual lipsticks separately. I know, it gets to be very expensive, but I will say the cases and the lipsticks are both very good quality. A lot of us have gotten annoyed recently because they redesigned them and now we can't use our old lipsticks with the new cases, but I'm gonna try and put all of that aside, okay, for the purpose of this review, because I know a lot of you guys, you have never purchased a Guerlain lipstick, and so I just wanna focus on if this is actually worth it, the Pucci version. Let's start off with some close-ups of the beautiful case. This is gonna feature that Marmo swirl print. Just like the tin from the Meteorites, it is super gorgeous, and if you've never had one of these cases before from Guerlain, they're a little bit of an addiction, okay? You're gonna wanna collect all of them once you get one. They feel very weighty, very luxe, probably the most luxurious lipstick packaging that I have in my collection, and let me tell you, I have a lot of luxury lipsticks. I think the case is beautiful. Like if you like the pattern, you're gonna like the case. And I do think that the new gold color compared to the silver tone ones of past, it does pair very nicely with the Pucci Marmo print. Now, what I was not prepared for was this limited edition lipstick. And I'm not gonna lie, friends, I debated on whether or not I was gonna get this lipstick because it did look like it's more of a bold color, okay? It's not an everyday color. This color is called number 45 Marmo Twist, and this is in the Satin formula. When I first purchased the case, the lipstick shade was not available yet. I purchased it, I think, on Saks. By the way, I didn't mention this, but everything's gonna be linked down below. There's gonna be a shopping guide down there where you can see where all these products are available because they are available for a limited time across many, many retailers. When I first purchased the case, the lipstick wasn't available. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just get a nude because I wasn't really sure if I was gonna get the limited edition lipstick. So I just wanted to show you the color that I'm wearing on my lips today. This one is number 131 Le Beige Praline. I'll put a little bit more on right now just so you guys can clearly see the shade. If you are looking for a really, really beautiful nude shade to go with your limited edition case, if you want something that's going to be very everyday, highly recommend this color. I'm not trying to push you to buy another nude lipstick because many of us don't need that, but if you need one to go with the case, this one is really beautiful, and I bet a lot of you guys were wondering throughout this video what was on my lips, and it is this beautiful shade. And the Satin formula is very, very nice. I've been wearing these lipsticks for the past 2 days. So hydrating, decently pigmented, doesn't emphasize lines, really beautiful. So right now I have the Beige Praline in the rhinestone case. So I know this isn't the Pucci collab or whatever, guys, but I thought I would show that to you. I'm now gonna take off this shade, a beautiful nude option, and I'm gonna show you the stunning limited edition shade. So once again, this one is called Marmo Twist, and this is also in the beautiful Satin formula. And I feel like a lot of you guys, like me, were very surprised to see how beautiful this shade looks on the lips. It looks a lot better in person, or at least on my lips, I think, than the promo photos. I posted a reel to my Instagram, and a lot of you guys were very excited, and you were like, oh shoot, should I have not have skipped on the lipstick because it is the perfect fall color? It's gonna be more of a purple, like a deep wine purple, like a Zinfandel sort of color. It's not gonna be like a reddish brown. Let me just get this on my lips and I'll show you, okay? It's hard to do on camera. Come on, is this not the most beautiful fall purpley shade? It's obviously bold, it's deeper, it's a little bit, you know, kind of vampy, but I feel like this is a really beautiful, wearable, deep berry shade. This kind of shade is very, very trendy right now for fall and winter 2024, and this is exactly as I would wear it. I would wear it with a really simple eye, a little bit of mascara, probably would add a little bit of blush, okay? Haven't put on blush because we were taking a look at the bronzer, but I think this shade is so pretty. I'm so glad I didn't skip on it. I'm probably going to put the Le Beige Praline in this case and then pop that in my purse right after this review. And then I'm gonna save this shade for maybe a little bit later in September when it gets a little bit cooler and I'm starting to put on my fall fashion. Comment down below, let me know what you think of this shade. Let me know if you picked it up or if maybe I swayed you or changed your mind. And that is it, friends. That is my quick, slightly rambly review of the Guerlain and Pucci collection. Overall, my favorite pieces are definitely the lipstick case and the limited edition lipstick. I feel like these are probably the most unique pieces of the collection, but still very wearable and very usable, if that makes sense. The Meteorites would be my second pick because I do enjoy the Meteorites and I do enjoy the limited edition tin. These three products, the Meteorites, the case, and the lipstick, the markup where it is marked up isn't too bad and is worth it to me. As for the bronzer, I feel like it's just a little bit too expensive for what it is. Yes, it's about the same price as like an Hermes bronzer, so it's not completely unheard of. I would only invest in that if you really think that that shade is gonna work for you. Otherwise, I just really don't think it's worth the $105. And like I said, the brush, really nice if you are like a collector, but that isn't like the most functional brush that I personally would invest $90 in, and so that's why I didn't purchase it. I also decided, you guys know, not to pick up the eyeshadow palette because the color story was just, it was a little bit too wacky even for me, and I'm sure people are gonna be creating super lovely looks with that, but once again, I just felt like for the price point, it was not as wearable as I would like, and I still like colorful palettes, but it's not as wearable as I would like. So my recommendations would be to take a look at the lipstick case, the limited edition lipstick, and the meteorites. But that's just me, friends. I would love to hear all of your thoughts. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you picked up from this collection. Do you think it's too expensive? Are you curious, interested in any of these products? I would love to hear all of your feedback, and if you have any questions for me, also feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And with that, friends, I hope that you see some beauty in your day, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.